Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the channel again. Karibuni tena kwa channel yetu Mind Mastery Tutor. Leo ni a very special day, so tutasoma new topic tunaita equation of a straight line. So stay tuned to this topic very well. So swali la kwanza, work out the gradient of the lines which pass through the following points. We have 3,6 and 5,8. Then we have other following. Now you need to know what is a gradient. A gradient is a slope. Na mtu akikuuliza slope ni nini, basi slope ni ile mteremko. So lazima ujue slope ni mteremko. Tusiniambie mteremko gani, ni mteremko tujua, ama kupanda kitu, something like this. So a slope can either be positive or a slope can be negative. Waweza shuka ama ukapanda. A slope can either be this way horizontally and it doesn't have any gradient. So ikiwa ni horizontal line, the slope is 0. If it's like this, the slope is undefined. So these are things that you should know. But let's delve into much important aspects. Now, if you've been given 2 points, remember a line is made up of 2 or more points. If you've been given 2 points and you've asked to work out the gradient, remember every line has its own slope. So working out the gradient is given by change in y over change in x. Now for someone who is in grade 9, you might not understand what is change in y over change in x. It basically is like this: y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So if you assume this one to be our x1, this one y1, x2, y2. So you basically take y1 minus y2, 6 minus 8 over 3 minus 5. So hopefully that is understandable. Again, let me write it again so that you can understand. So y1, which is 6 minus 8 over 3 minus 5. And it should give you negative 2 over negative 2, which is negative 2 divided by negative 2 is positive 1. So that is your gradient. Now let's try another question out. Let's try this one. Now for this one, again, you can use y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. The vice versa is accepted, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you take this minus this. So let's take minus 1 minus negative 4 divided by minus 7 minus negative 18. So minus, if you have 2 minuses following each other, it becomes plus, and the other one also becomes plus. Minus 7 minus minus becomes plus 18. So minus 1 plus 4 gives you 3, and 18 minus 7 gives you 11. Therefore our gradient is 3 over 11. Now let's try the other 2 questions out, but you can pause the video and do it by yourself. Come on. Now for the other one, you basically do the same thing, which is 9 minus 0 over 4 minus 7. So this gives you 9 divided by 3, which is 9 divided by 3, which is plus 3. So this is your answer. Now let's try another one. So minus 9 minus negative 9 over minus 4 minus negative 7. So minus minus gives you plus, so minus 9 plus 9 divided by minus 4 plus 7. Obviously this one gives you 0. Minus 4 plus 7 gives you 3. At the end of the day, 0 divided by 3 is just 0. So this is your answer. Now let's go to the other part of the question. Now for such lines, let's say you've been given a line and you've been told to work out the gradients of the lines. So for such a line, for example, you have first line, which is a 0,2 and b 5,3. You can do the same thing like you did to the others. You can just do it like this. 2 minus 3 over 0 minus 5. So 2 minus 3 gives you minus 1 over minus 5. 0 minus 5 is just minus 5. And the answer will be positive 1 over 5. Or you can just write plus 1 over 5. You don't need to include that positive, that one. But there's also another way of finding out the gradients without even calculate a lot of calculations. We can draw a triangle like this from these 2 points. Right. Now you ask yourself, how many boxes do I have? This is called now, we have something called rise over run. Now you've risen 1 box, so your change in y is 1. This one is run. Now how many boxes did you run? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a run of 5 and a rise of 1, and therefore change in y over change in x, a rise of a run, which is 1 over 5. Now let's try out this one. Now for the other question, obviously I know my answer will be undefined, because any vertical line, the gradient is always undefined. But let's try it out. Now we can take any point. Let's take this and this. This point is regarded as 4,4 because the x is 4 and the y is 4. This one is 4,0. You do the same thing. So changing y over changing x, let's take 4 minus 0 over 4 minus 4. This one gives you 4 over 4 minus 4, which is 0. Now remember that if you take a calculator and put 4 divided by 0, it gives you a math error. Therefore the answer is undefined. Tamam. So this is something that you should know. It has numerous solutions, is infinite, so it's undefined. So such a question is very difficult to solve. Tamam. So 4 divided by 0 is not 0, it's undefined, or it can lead to infinite amount of solutions. Tamam. So let's go to another section. Now we've delved into finding the equation of the line. Right. Now how do you find the equation of a line? Basically, remember that the equation is always written in this form: y equal to mx plus c. Your m is basically your gradient, which is a constant. Your c is a constant as well, but we also refer to it as a y-intercept. And what is a y-intercept? A y-intercept is a point through which the line passes through the y-axis. So let's take an example. We have an axis like this. Right. If a line passes through the y-axis, the point through which it passes is now with what we refer to as a y-intercept. So that is the y-intercept. So it's very easy to know the equation if you have the y-intercept with you. Right. Now if you look at this, let's find out the gradient. Now just like we said, is the rise over the run. We have that line, but this one, it has fallen. So if it's fallen, obviously the gradient will be negative. So this is 1. Let me check it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those are 5 boxes, and every 1 box is just 1 unit. So your gradient is basically rise over run. So but remember, the rise is falling, so it's negative 5 divided by the run, obviously is positive 1, 2, 3, and 4. So is 4. So your gradient is this one. Or another way that you can do, you just take 5 minus 0 over negative 4 minus 0, and it gives you the same thing, which is negative 5 over 4. Done. So you know your gradient. Now what's remaining? Now the only thing that's remaining is for us to find the equation, to write down the equation. And you know the equation of the line is y equal to mx plus c. Now for x and y, we don't write numbers, we just put the letters because they are called variables. and variables are usually varying every time and then. So you don't have a single point, because on a straight line we have infinite points, or we can have many points. Now we write y as y. Our m is our gradient, and basically our gradient is -5 of 4 x. And we said our c is our y-intercept. Let's look at this line. It passes through the y-intercept, and our y-intercept is this one, which is 0, to say so. So your equation should be -5 over 4x. So this is the equation of the line. Let's try another one. Now let's find the equation of these questions. Okay, if you have any slight idea, you can start by solving these questions. Now, to find the equation of the straight line that passes through the following points, you have this point 0,3, and you have 4,19. Now we say the first step is to find the gradient, and the gradient is given by changing y over changing x. So let's take 3 minus 19 over 0 minus 4. And this one gives you minus 16 over minus 4, which is plus 4. 3 minus 19 is negative 16. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. But we haven't solved anything yet. So yeah. So y equal to mx plus c. So y equal to mx plus c. Our m is our gradient, which is 4. Therefore 4x. Our c, we said, is our y-intercept, and our y-intercept is 0,3. Because if it touches the y-axis, the x is obviously 0. So therefore our y point will be 3, and our y-intercept is 3, obviously. So this is your answer. Let's try another question. Let's try question B. Now obviously it's the same thing. We have 0,2, and we have 6,20. So again, changing y over changing x, 2 minus 20 over 0 minus 6. And therefore this one gives you negative 18, negative 6, which gives you positive 3, right? And again, our y-intercept is 0,2. So you write y equal to m, which is 3x, plus our y-intercept, which is 2. Tamam. Very easy. Now let me just try one last question. I said I'll do this question, but it's a lot of questions, but you can try it out by yourself when you have the time. Let me try another question, which is this question. So you have negative 8, negative 10, and you also have 0,14. Now changing y over changing x. This minus 10 minus 14 all over minus 8 minus 0. So this one gives you minus 24. This one is minus 8, and therefore this one gives you positive 3 again. I don't know why, but whichever the case, I think is still correct. Now our y-intercept is this one. So let's write the equation down. So it becomes y equal to mx plus c. Therefore y equal to mx plus c, y equal to 3x. Our c is 14. So this is our y-intercept. So anything that starts with our x as 0, therefore that, and then continues to a number, that is our y-intercept. So yeah. Should I try one last question? Oh, let me try one last question, just for you viewers. Let's try this one. Now for this one is 0, negative 6, and we have 7,8. So therefore the same thing, minus 6 minus 8 over 0 minus 7. It gives us minus 14 divided by minus 7, which is plus 2. And just likewise, y equal to mx plus c. Our m, our gradient is 2x, and our c is this one, minus 6. So that is your answer. So let's try another aspect. Now we have a question like this. It might be very small that you can't see, but it's a very simple question. Now, a straight line with gradient 2 passes through point B, 4, 5. Find the equation of the line. A very simple question. Now, we've been given already the gradient. We don't have any y-intercept. Then how do you work this question out? Right. You might think it's a very difficult question because there's no y-intercept and etc. But it's a very simple question. Now, in case you've been given the gradient and you have your point, so obviously it becomes easy. Remember that y equal to mx plus c, right? But now we know our y and we know our x. We also know our m, correct? Our y and x is, our x is 4 and our y is 5. So is it hard? So we substitute and our gradient is 2. We substitute where there's x, we'll put y, and where there's y, we'll put where there's x, we'll put x coordinates, and where there's y, we'll put the y coordinates. In this case, this is 5. Our m is 2, so m2, then times it by x, which is 4 plus c. So yeah, so 5 equal to 2 times 4, which is 8 plus c. So place ipeleka huku itakuwa 5 minus 8, which is c. So c is equal to -3. So now you know c and you know m. You rewrite the equation. Your equation will be in this form: y equal to our m, which is 2x plus c. C is -3. So therefore this is your answer. Now try out these questions, which I see is very simple. Now therefore again, let's rewrite this way: y equal to mx plus c. This is x, this is y, this is m. So y is 4, m is 2, x is times 3 plus c, which we don't know. So 4 equal to 6 plus c. Place this one to this side, and therefore this one becomes 4 minus c, 6, which is c. As a result, and this one, 4 minus 6 gives you 2. And at the end of the day, obviously, y equal to m2x plus c, which is 2. Let's try this one out. Obviously, again, y equal to mx plus c. This is x, this is y, this is m. This is 2 equal to m, which is a half, times your x, which is times -4 plus c, which you don't know. So a half times -4 is -2 plus c. This is 2. So this one, if you put this the other side, becomes 2 plus 2, which is just 4. Right. So our c is therefore our c is 4. So c is equal to 4. So y equal to mx, which is -2 x. No. Our m is supposed to be half. So our m a half x plus 4. Now the same thing with this. This is x, this is y, this is m. You can pause the video and do it by yourself. So again, 6 equal to -2/3 times x plus c. This one gives you +8/3. -2/3 times -4 is +8/3 plus c. Then put this one to the side. This one gives you 6 minus 8/3 equal to c. And 6 minus 8/3 I think is somewhere like 3/1/3 or 10/3. Let's say it's 10/3. So this one, our c is therefore 10/3. So let's rewrite the equation: y equal to -2/3, our m, -2/3x plus 10/3. Or you can rewrite it as 3/1/3. It's up to you. It's still the same. Yeah. Now let's go to final part. Okay. Now this is a simple question. Now here you've been given the equation, but the only question that's asking you to write it in this form. Right. Now let's rewrite this in this form. There's no point, there's nothing, you just rewrite it. So 2x plus 8y equal to -24. Now we need to put y values in one side. Let's put 8y on the left side and migrate it or shift this 2x to the other side. And if you shift this one, since this is positive, if you shift it to the other side, it becomes negative 2x plus 20. No, the negative 24 doesn't change because it's intact. So it's just negative 24. Then make y to have a coefficient of 1. As in, hiyo y iwe y peke yake, isiwe na namba yoyote nyuma. So divide by 8, then divide by 8. Gives you y equal to minus 2 divided by 8 is minus a quarter. X minus 24 divided by 8 is minus 3. And therefore, this one is your answer. Is it hard? No. Now, let's try this question. You can pause the video and do it by yourself. Now, write each of the following equations in the form y equal to mx plus c. So again, 2y minus 4x equal to negative 8. I'm writing it again. Put this one to the side, so it becomes 2y equal to plus 4x minus 8. Then divide it by 2. Then divide it by 2. Divide by 2. So y equal to 2x minus 4. So it's simple this way. Let's try this one. So, but this one is already very simple. So we have 4y equal to 24 minus 7x. Obviously divide by 4. Divide by 4, divide by 4, and you got the answer y equal to 6 minus 7 over 4x. Also very simple. I think this type of questions should be repeated every time in the KJSEA exams because they are very. Now let's finish up with the x and the y-intercept of a line. Now what are these? Our x-intercept and our y-intercept. If a line touches the y-axis, and if that line also touches the x-axis, the one that touches the y-axis, the point through which the line passes through the x-axis, is called x-intercept, in which the x-intercept, the y is always equal to 0. The one that touches the y-axis, that point we call it the y-intercept, and always the x is equal to 0. So always know that y-intercept x equal to 0, x-intercept y equal to 0. So you've been asked to work out the x-intercept and y-intercept for the line whose equation y equal to 4x plus 3. So remember, this is our equation, y equal to 4x plus 3. Let's start with the x-intercept first, then let's go to the y-intercept. Our x-intercept, we said y equal to 0. So where there's y, you'll replace it with 0. So 0 equal to 4x plus 3. So let's shift the 3 to the other side to give you negative 3 equal to 4x. Divide by 4, divide by 4. Therefore, our x will be equal to negative 3. And therefore, our x-intercept is equal to minus 3, 0. Right, very simple. Because y is 0, x is a number. Now, let's try out with y-intercept. Now, y-intercept is when x equal to 0. So inside that equation, which is this one, where there's x, you replace it with 0. So y equal to 4 times 0 plus 3. So y equal to 0 plus 3, which is 3. And therefore, our answer is basically 0, 3. But now, I think you remember that we said if your equation is in the form of y equal to mx plus c, our c is always the y-intercept. So since this is 3, so obviously our y-intercept is 0, 3. So that's the easiest way of getting to know our y-intercept. But for x-intercept, you need to replace the y with 0 and find out the value of x itself. But for the y-intercept, once you write it in the form of y equal to mx plus c, your c basically becomes your y-intercept. Now, let's finish up with this. Pause the video and do it by yourself if you want to. Work out the x and y-intercept for the line whose equation is x plus y equal to 6 and 9y minus 3x equal to 18. Now, our x-intercept is y equal to 0. So where there's where there's y, we'll replace it with 0, right? So x plus 0 equal to 6, therefore x equal to 6, and therefore your coordinates will be 6, 0. Now let's try with y-intercept. We said is when x equal to 0, and now again x plus y equal to 6. Our x is the one which is 0, and therefore basically 0 plus y is so just y, so y equal to 6, and as a result 0, 6. Is it not that easy? Now let's finish up with this last question. Now what if we have 9y minus 3x equal to 18? So let's find out the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Now for the x-intercept, we said y equal to 0. So where there's y, we'll replace it with 0. So minus 3x equal to 18. So this one obviously becomes 0. You'll remain with minus 3x equal to 18. Now most of the students, once they get 0 here, they neglect the negative. The negative is still there. It hasn't gone. Divide by minus 3, divide by minus 3x equal to negative 6. And therefore, our x-intercept is negative 6, 0. For the y-intercept, we said x equals to 0. So again, if your equation is in this form, so where there's x, you'll replace it with 0. And you just remain with 9y, because minus 3 times 0 is just 0. 9y equal to 18, divide by 9, divide by 9. Y is therefore, what do you say? Y equal to 2. And therefore, our y-intercept is 0, 2. Remember, x is equal to 0, but y is equal to 2. Now, don't forget to subscribe. And in case you missed out other sessions from my channel, there's a playlist at the end of the video. If you want to follow up with other videos, you'll find there's a link on the description below and also on the comment section, just in case you missed it. So let's meet up in the next lesson, and wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.